You wake up in the morning, stretch your arms, swing your legs over the edge of the bed and stand up. Nothing feels strange. Nothing feels wrong. But inside your body, quietly, invisibly, a silent betrayal has already begun. Your muscles, the very pillars that have carried you through life, are shrinking. Your strength is leaking away like water through your fingers. And the worst part, you don't even know it's happening. You think it's just getting older. You think it's normal, but it's not. What's happening inside your body right now is anything but normal. It's a ticking time bomb. By the time most people feel leg weakness, when they finally notice their knees trembling when they stand up, or they need to grab the railing going upstairs, it's already too late. The damage is already done. Muscle fibers have already been lost. Nerve signals have already weakened. And what could have been reversed weeks or months ago is now a mountain to climb. This isn't about age. This is about warning signs you were never told to look for. This is about biological betrayal that starts in silence but ends in suffering. The truth? Most people don't realize they're losing muscle until it's too late to gain it back. So before we dive into the deep end of this life-saving, eye-opening, no-holds-barred health revelation, do me one favor. If you're watching this on YouTube, pause for a second and hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel and tell me in the comments where in the world you're tuning in from. This is more than a video. This is your personal wake-up call. This is not entertainment. This is survival. You're not just here to listen. You're here to reclaim your strength, your independence, your life, because your legs are getting weaker every day. And after this, you'll know why. You think you're fine. You walk, you sit, you move. Maybe you even exercise a little. But the truth, every single day, even as you're sitting right now, your legs are losing strength, not because of some sudden injury, not because of some terrible disease. No, they're dying slowly from the inside out, one microscopic cell at a time, and it's happening without pain, without a warning alarm, without any real clue, and you've been told it's aging. But aging is not the enemy. Neglect is, ignorance is, denial is. Let me ask you something personal. When was the last time you really paid attention to your legs? Not just looked at them. I mean, listened to them, felt them. Notice how quickly they tire, how stiff they feel when you get up, how your balance feels just a little off sometimes. When was the last time you considered that weakness in your legs might not be just getting older, but your body screaming for help? You see, your legs are not just limbs. They are your foundation. They are your mobility, your independence, your power. They carry your body, yes, but they also carry your memories, your freedom, your dignity. When you lose your legs, when you lose strength, you don't just walk slower. You lose your ability to live fully. You lose confidence. You lose your ability to protect yourself. You become vulnerable. And the tragedy, it doesn't happen overnight. It happens slowly, day by day, like a thief sneaking into your house in the dead of night, stealing one coin of strength, one coin of balance, one coin of muscle, until you wake up and find the vault empty. Do you know what the first true sign of serious leg weakness is? It's not falling. It's not stumbling. It's not even the shaking you feel when climbing stairs. It's silence. That's right, silence. The quiet stillness of muscles not firing properly. The unnoticed shift in how your body carries itself. The subtle change in your gait that no one else sees. The half-second delay in reaction time when your foot catches a carpet or an uneven sidewalk. The tiny tremor that only you notice when you reach out to stand. And you want to know the most heartbreaking part? You've been conditioned to ignore it, to shrug it off, to laugh about it. Oh, I'm just getting old. No, that's not age talking. That's your body begging. That's the beginning of something far more dangerous than age. That is the prelude to a life of dependency. Walkers, canes, wheelchairs, hospital visits, and a mind that still feels 40, trapped in a body that feels 90. And it doesn't have to be this way. Let me tell you something. Science won't scream on billboards. Your legs are the first place aging attacks, but they can also be the first place you take your life back, because you are not powerless. You are not broken. You are not doomed. But if you do nothing, if you keep living like you're fine, when your body is waving red flags, you will fall. And when that day comes, it won't just be your body that hits the floor. It'll be your confidence, your hope, your freedom. And that is exactly why I'm here, to make sure that never happens to you. Now, listen closely. What I'm about to say will shock you, but it will also awaken something inside you. Because right now, millions of people are walking around with what I call hidden leg death. It's not a diagnosis. It's not in your medical file, but it's real. It's the slow death of strength, circulation, nerve connection, and joint mobility. And by the time you feel it, it's already in stage 3. You've already lost over 30% of the strength in your lower body. And you won't even know it until you need it the most. Like when you're trying to catch yourself from slipping or stepping off a curb or getting off the toilets or simply walking across a room. You might laugh now, but if you've ever hesitated to stand, if you've ever reached for furniture to steady yourself, if you've ever just sat down for a second and realized you didn't want to get back up, that is not nothing. That is your body whispering. And if you don't listen now, one day it will scream. And that's when people panic. That's when they ask, what happened to me? Why am I so weak? How did this happen? And the answer will haunt them because it didn't happen today. It started years ago with one missed meal, with one ignored ache, with one silent day of no movement. And now their legs feel like lead. Their balance is gone. Their muscles are soft. And worst of all, you believe it's too late. But let me tell you something. It is not too late. Not if you're listening right now. Not if you have the will to change. Not if you still have a spark inside you that says, I don't want to go out like this. Because there is a path back. There is a protocol. There are foods, exercises, minerals, and habits that can reverse muscle death, that can strengthen your legs, restore your balance, and give you a body that matches the fire in your mind. What first? You must know the truth, and it begins with this. Your legs are your life. If you don't fight for them, no one will. And if you do nothing, they will betray you. So choose now. Choose to wake up. Choose to act. Because after this speech, after this moment, you will never be able to say, I didn't know. You didn't just wake up one morning with weaker legs. It didn't just happen. There is always a cause, always. And while the world blames age, and your doctor might say it's normal, I'm here to tell you, normal does not mean harmless. In fact, the most dangerous diseases in the world start off looking perfectly normal. They hide inside your everyday life, in the food you eat, the habits you repeat, and the quiet compromises you make with your health. So let's talk about them. The 7 invisible causes, the 7 enemies, the 7 reasons your legs are dying and you don't even know it. The first, nutritional deficiency. Yes, your diet, but not just any diet. I'm talking about years, maybe decades of unknowingly starving your body of the exact nutrients your muscles need to survive. I don't mean calories. Most people had plenty of those. I mean protein, magnesium, vitamin D, omega-3 fatty acids, potassium, B12. These are not suggestions. These are non-negotiables. Your muscle cells cannot regenerate without them. They shrink. They waste away. They lose communication with your nerves. And it all starts with your plate. A lifetime of processed food, sugary snacks, skip meals, and low-protein diets will silently rot your strength from the inside out. And guess what? You can feel fine while it's happening. That's what makes it so terrifying. There's no warning, no pain, just slow, steady loss until one day you realize, why are my legs so weak? Why am I struggling to stand? because your muscles have been starving for years. They're not just tired, they're malnourished. The second cause, inflammation. Not the kind you can see, not swollen knees or red skin. I'm talking about chronic internal inflammation, the slow-burning fire that lives inside your tissues, joints, and muscles. It comes from stress, from toxins, from processed oils, from sugar, from food your body doesn't recognize. And do you know what inflammation does to muscle? It breaks it down. It damages it. It turns strength into stiffness. It turns flexibility into pain. It turns your legs into logs that no longer respond like they used to. It's not just discomfort. Inflammation is the silent destroyer, the thief that gets inside your bones and steals your vitality without ever making a sound. Third, neurological misfire. You can have the strongest legs in the world, but if your brain isn't sending the right signals, your muscles might as well not exist. And here's the horrifying truth. As we age, nerve function declines, but it doesn't have to. Weak legs are often the result of nerve disconnection, a misfire between your brain and your muscles. Your leg wants to move, but the message gets delayed or lost or corrupted, and that delay, that fraction of a second, that's what causes trips. That's what causes tremors. That's what causes falls. But no one talks about that. No one says strength starts in the brain, yet it does. Every move you make begins in your mind. And when your nervous system starts to falter, your legs are the first to show it. That's not weakness. That's a neurological warning. And you can train your brain to fire faster if you know how. Fourth, sedentary lifestyle. Yes, I know. You move. You walk to the kitchen. You stand in line. But I'm not talking about random movement. I'm talking about deliberate, conscious, muscle-stimulating movement. Because let me tell you something brutal and honest. If you don't use it, you will lose it. Your body doesn't keep what you don't demand. Your muscles don't grow without resistance. And if your legs aren't being challenged, if you're not asking them to carry, to lift, to push, to stabilize, they will deteriorate. Muscle does not disappear overnight, but it dies in stillness. It dies when you sit too long. It dies when you think daily errands count as strength training. They don't. They never have, and they never will. Fifth, poor circulation. Blood flow is life. It delivers oxygen, nutrients, repair, energy. And if your circulation is weak, so are your legs. Without blood, your muscles suffocate, they fatigue faster, they ache, they tremble, they can't rebuild. And do you know what kills circulation? Sitting too long, smoking, bad diet, dehydration, sluggish arteries, even poor posture. Your legs need blood. And when they don't get it, you feel like you're walking through mud. But it's not the ground that's heavy. It's your own body crying out, we're not getting what we need. 6, hormonal decline. This one, it's the most ignored, especially in people over 50. Testosterone, growth hormone, estrogen, they're not just about libido. They're about muscle preservation, energy, motivation. And when these levels drop, your body changes. Your strength dips, your muscle memory weakens, and your ability to recover crashes. It's not your fault, but it is your fight. Because if your hormones are out of balance, no amount of exercise or diet will work long term. You'll be running uphill against your own biology. And that's a losing game, unless you address the root. And the 7th invisible killer, chronic stress and sleep deprivation. You may think stress is just mental, but your muscles feel it, your nervous system suffers from it, your legs, those heavy, trembling, aching legs are telling you that your recovery is broken, that cortisol is burning through your reserves, that sleep is no longer restorative. You can't build muscle without sleep. You can't repair tissue in stress mode. You can't gain strength in a body that's constantly on high alert. If your mind is in chaos, your legs will crumble beneath it. Now that you know the 7 enemies, I need you to understand this. You are not broken. You are not weak. You have been lied to. You have been misled. You have been taught to blame age when the truth is far simpler and far more terrifying. You are under attack. Silently, biologically, but now you know, and now you can fight. Because here's the beautiful truth. The one thing that no one tells you: muscle can be rebuilt, strength can return, power can be restored, and I'm going to show you how. Coming up next, the 14-day leg rescue protocol, a science-backed, soul-saving, dignity-restoring plan to bring life back to your legs, clarity back to your balance, and power back to your independence. Day 1 to day 14. This is not just a challenge. It's a declaration of war against the silent killers that have been weakening you for years. And this protocol is not about hope. It's about action. Because I've seen people in their 70s, 80s, and even 90s reverse the decline, reclaim strength, and walk tall again when they followed this plan with discipline and heart. Day 1, blood awakening. Your legs are tired because they're starving for oxygen. So today we begin with circulation. First thing in the morning, hydrate with electrolytes, not plain water. Your muscles need sodium, magnesium, and potassium to trigger proper blood flow. Then take a 10-minute brisk walk, preferably outside in the sun. Why? Because movement pumps blood and sunlight triggers vitamin D, which helps muscle contraction. You're not just walking. You're feeding your legs from within. Day 2, the protein reset. Your muscles are made of protein, not opinions, not emotions. Protein. Today, you'll eat 1 gram of protein per pound of your ideal body weight. Lean meats, eggs, beans, tofu, Greek yogurt, whatever suits your biology. No more skipping meals. No more excuses. If you don't give your legs the raw materials to grow, then period. Day 3, nerve reconnection. We retrain the brain because your legs only move as well as your brain tells them to. Today, you begin neuromuscular connection exercises, standing balanced on 1 foot for 30 seconds, eyes closed, toe raises while brushing your teeth, marching in place with arms swinging. It's simple, but it forces your brain to communicate again. That's the spark. Day 4, anti-inflammation strike. No more sugar, no seed oils, no white bread, none. You eat claimed wild salmon, leafy greens, turmeric, olive oil, nuts. You're not dieting. You're fighting inflammation. The invisible fire has been burning your muscle tissue for years. Today, the fire begins to fade. Day 5, the sleep revolution. You cannot heal in chaos. So tonight and for the rest of this protocol, you commit to 7-9 hours of no screens an hour before bed, no late caffeine. You create a concave, dark, cool, quiet, because your body repairs only in deep sleep. You want strength? Then make sleep sacred. Day 6, the core connection. Weak legs often come from a weak core. Your legs overwork to make up for it. So today, we begin core activation, planks, glute bridges, side leg lifts. Just 15 minutes. That's it. Your core stabilizes your spine, and your spine commands your legs. You fix the base, the legs follow. Day 7, emotional detox. Stress is poison, and unresolved grief, anger, or fear, that becomes physical weakness. Today, take 20 minutes. Write it out. Every betrayal, every pain, every anxiety, then destroy the paper. Burn it, rip it, release it. Emotional strength is physical strength. Your legs will feel lighter tomorrow. Trust me. Day 8, magnesium surge. 90% of people are deficient. It causes muscle cramps, fatigue, and weakness. Add magnesium-rich foods today. Pumpkin seeds, spinach, dark chocolate, avocados. Or take a supplement. 400 milligrams of magnesium glycinate before bed. Your muscles will breathe for the first time in years. Day 9, functional strength training. Today, we train the legs. Safely, gently, powerfully. 3 sets of 10 squats, 3 sets of 10 step-ups, 2 sets of calf raises, rest between, focus on form, breathe. You're not bodybuilding, you're reclaiming sovereignty over your movement. And every rep is a declaration, I'm not giving up. Day 10, hormone support day. Now we support what age has stolen. Add healthy fats, olive oil, avocado, whole eggs. These fuel your endocrine system. Walk in morning light. Trigger circadian hormone production. Reduce plastic exposure. BPA disrupts testosterone and estrogen balance. You are nurturing the chemical code of your strength. Day 11, mind-muscle meditation. You think meditation is soft? Wrong. It's warrior work. Sit still, breathe deeply, and visualize your legs regaining strength. See yourself walking with confidence. This is neuroplasticity in action. Your brain believes what you feed it, and the body follows. Day 12, posture rebuild. Posture is not about vanity. It's about power transfer. If your hips tilt wrong, your legs pay the price. So today we correct it. Wall angels, chin tucks, hip bridges. You realign, you rebalance. You become the blueprint of strength again. Day 13, the challenge walk. Today, walk 30 minutes without stopping. Doesn't have to be fast. Doesn't have to be perfect, but it must be unbroken. This is your endurance test. This is your proof. Every step is a promise kept. You're no longer the person who is afraid to move. You're becoming the person who commands their body again. Day 14, the victory ritual. You made it. You fought. You changed. But this is not the end. It's the rebirth. Today, stand in front of a mirror. Look at your legs. Say this, you do not define my limits. I define yours. Because from this day forward, you are not a prisoner of age. You are not at the mercy of biology. You are not just getting older. You are a fighter, a builder, a storm that learned to walk again. And now that you've tasted what's possible in just 14 days, imagine what 30 can do. Imagine what a year can rebuild. Imagine never fearing a staircase again. Imagine lifting your grandchild without hesitation. Imagine walking into the future, not with a cane, but with pride. This isn't just health advice. This is your second chance. If you're watching this video, and if you feel a fire inside, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tell me in the comments, where are you watching from, and when was the moment you realized your legs were getting weaker? Let's talk. Let's share. Let's rise together. You just conquered 14 days of transformation. You've shocked your system back to life, but now we go beyond recovery. We enter the world of resilience, regeneration, and long-term power. This is where most people quit, but not you. You've seen the truth, you've felt the pain, and now you want more. You want to never go back to that slow, weakening version of yourself again. So here's the brutal truth. If you stop now, the weakness will return. If you slack off, the muscles will fade. If you forget everything you've learned, your legs will silently fall apart all over again. But if you continue, if you go deeper, if you make this lifestyle your identity, you will never fear falling, crawling, or trembling again. Let's build that life together. Week 3 to week 8, the Strength Resurrection Plan. You're not doing this for Instagram. You're not doing this for likes. You're doing this to live pain-free, move without fear, and age with power, not pity. I'm going to give you the exact plan I've used with patients in their 70s, 80s, even 90s, who've rebuilt their legs, reclaimed their posture, and outlived people 20 years younger than them. Week 3, the foundation layer. This week, your focus is sustainable strength. You're not just doing leg workouts anymore. You're building a full body frame that supports your legs. Start with 3 strength sessions per week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Each section includes 3 sets of bodyweight squats or chair squats if needed, 3 sets of glute bridges, 2 sets of wall sits, 30 seconds each, 2 sets of push-ups, knee or wall push-up if needed, 15 minutes walking after each session. Why the upper body? Because balance begins at the top. When your shoulders are strong and your core is engaged, your legs carry less burden. They finally get the support they've needed for years. Week 4, the nutrient lock-in. You can't out-train a broken kitchen. This week's time to eat for longevity and leg power. Your grocery list becomes your pharmacy. Build every plate like this. 40% vegetables, broccoli, spinach, kale, red cabbage, carrots. 30% protein, salmon, chicken, legumes, eggs. 20% healthy fats, olive oil, avocado, nuts. 10% slow carbs, quinoa, sweet potato, by rice. You also begin daily supplementation based on your personal labs or age deficiencies. Vitamin D3 plus K2, critical for bones and muscle contraction. Magnesium glycinate, calms nerves, relaxes muscles. Omega-3S, clinically shown to preserve muscle mass in older adults. Every bite you take this week is a vote for stronger, more resilient legs. Week 5, the cardio rebuild. Cardio is not about burning fat. It's about building a vascular system that feeds your legs like a raging river, not a dried up stream. Start a low-impact cardio routine this week. 20 minutes of cycling or brisk walking every morning, 3 rounds of stair climbing, 2 flights up and down daily. Bonus, dancing, swimming, rebounding, anything that moves blood and brings joy. You're teaching your legs how to endure, not just activate, and endurance is the gateway to freedom. Week 6, the brain-leg connection. 2, this is where it gets thrilling. Because this week, we go beyond the physical. You train your mind-muscle interface like never before. Add 10 minutes of focused movement meditation daily. Here's how. Sit still, close your eyes. Visualize your legs moving powerfully, climbing stairs, walking confidently. Feel the muscles contracting, the balance, the control. And end with 5 minutes of gratitude for the body you're rebuilding. It's not fluff, it's neuroscience. What you visualize repeatedly, your brain begins to wire as real, and your legs will follow that wiring. Week 7, electroflexibility firewall. Tight muscles are weak muscles. If your hips are tight, your knees suffer. If your calves are tight, your balance is shot. This week, every night before bed, you stretch. Focus on hamstring stretches, calf stretches, hip openers, quadricep stretch, ankle mobility exercises. 5 minutes. That's it. But these 5 minutes protect you from injury, stiffness, and regression. They are your firewall. Week 8, your power test. You've built strength. You've fed the muscles. You've moved the blood. Now it's time to see what you're made of. This week, you test your progress, not to compete, but to conquer fear. Your test. Time yourself walking 1,000 steps. Use a fitness watch or phone. Hold a 60-second wall sit. Perform 15 bodyweight squats without stopping. Balance on one foot 30 seconds each side. If you fail any part, it's not a loss. It's a target if you pass. You've officially done what most doctors say is impossible after 60. You've taken back your strength. But we're not stopping here. Not yet. Because I know something about you. You're not just here to heal. You're here to inspire. You're here to become the example your kids, grandkids, spouse, and friends point to when they say, they didn't quit. They fought back. You were meant to walk strong into your 70, 80, and 90 kids. You were meant to stand tall at birthdays, anniversaries, and family events. You were meant to climb, not crawl, to live, not decline, to rise, not rot away slowly in silence. And this protocol, this plan, this fight, it's not about living longer. It's about living better. If this message is reaching your heart, if your legs are burning with hope again, then like this video, subscribe to the channel and comment below. Tell me where you're watching from, how long you've felt the weakness in your legs, and what day of this journey you're on. Because you're not alone, and your voice, your story will inspire someone else to rise. The identity shift from patience to powerhouse. Listen to me carefully. Muscles follow mindset. Weak legs follow weak belief. But when you change the way you see yourself, your legs respond faster than you could imagine. You are not an old person with bad knees. You are not too far gone. You are not just aging. You are becoming the strongest, most stable, most fearless version of yourself right now. And that starts in the mirror. Every morning when you wake up, you speak the truth out loud. I am strong. My legs support me. My muscles are healing. I am not afraid to move. I move through life with confidence. You say it until you believe it. And once you believe it, your body starts living it. Why does this matter? Because the brain is the ultimate muscle. And when it believes in your legs, your nervous system will light up dormant fibers that haven't fired in decades. That's not motivation. That's neurobiology. The environment upgrade, designing a world that feeds strength. Let's be real. Motivation fades, but environments, they shape us. If your house is filled with soft chairs, slippery rugs, processed food, and quiet TV-filled afternoons, you're building a temple of weakness. But if your environment is filled with standing desks, music that makes you move, simple stretching tools, dumbbells, resistance bands, a blender for smoothies, sunlight streaming in each morning, then you're creating a sanctuary of strength. It's time to walk through your home and ask, does this space make me move or make me sit? Does it feed my muscles or starve them? Does it inspire life or invite decline? Change the environment and you'll change your destiny. The relationship renewal, who you spend time with, matters. You need to hear this. And it may sting if you spend your days with people who have already given up on their health, who only talk about aches, pills, and pain, who believe getting weaker is just how life is. You will absorb that energy like a sponge. You don't need cheerleaders. You need allies. People who walk with you. People who say, let's stretch. People who cook healthy with you. People who remind you who you're becoming, not who you were. If your current circle isn't lifting you, find a new one. That's not selfish. That's survival. The relapse trap, how to never fall back again. Let's not sugarcoat it. There will be days when the old thoughts creep in. I'm too tired. It's too hard. I'll do it tomorrow. That's your old identity, trying to drag you back to the grave of weakness. You must be prepared for that moment. And here's your weapon, your non-negotiable ritual. Every day, even if you do nothing else, you do these 5 things. Walk for 15 minutes. Stretch your legs for 5 minutes. Eat 1 plate of real, whole food. Drink 1 full liter of water. Repeat your power affirmations in the mirror. These 5 actions are your anti-weakness armor. They protect you when motivation vanishes. The final promise, if you stay on this path, here's what happens. In 3 months, you will walk with more balance, less pain, and a fire in your eyes that people will notice. In 6 months, you'll bend, climb, squat, and stretch in ways you haven't done in 15 years. In 1 year, you will be nearly unrecognizable to people who saw you decline. But more than that, your confidence will be unshakable. Your independence will return. Your future will no longer scare you, because every time you walk now, you're not just moving your legs. You're moving away from disease. You're moving away from helplessness. You're moving away from fear. You're walking toward power, toward life, toward the version of you who doesn't just survive aging, but destroys every stereotype about it. Now, I want to hear from you. If this message hit your heart, if you feel something waking up inside you, like the video, subscribe to the channel. This is your home now, and comment below. Tell me, what's the biggest breakthrough you've had since starting this journey? When did you first realize your legs were growing weaker? And what's your next goal? You are not just watching a video. You are writing a new story, one powerful step at a time. And I promise you this, if you keep walking, if you keep showing up, if you keep fighting, your legs will never betray you again. Let this truth echo in your soul. Your legs were never the problem. The problem was neglect. The problem was silence. The problem was surrender. But now you know better. Now you've seen the signs. Now you've heard the science. Now you've felt the emotion behind every word I've spoken. And once you've seen the truth, you can't unsee it. You've been handed the blueprint, the nutrition, the movements, the mindset, the mission. You've been shown the enemy, and it's not just aging. It's inactivity. It's self-doubt. It's believing the lie that weakness is normal. Let me tell you this, as your friend, your mentor, your mirror, you were never meant to decline. You were never meant to shuffle through life in pain. You were never meant to hide from the stairs, fear the sidewalks, or dread getting out of bed. You were born to rise, to run, to rejoice in the power of your body, even at 60, 70, 80, 90, and beyond. And I'm here to walk with you every step of the way. So here's what you do now. Take this speech and watch it again tomorrow. Let it hit deeper. Let it land harder. Then go for a walk, a real one, with your shoulders back, your head up, your breath deep. When you return, eat like a warrior. Move like someone who still has dreams to chase. Hydrate like your blood depends on it. And before you go to bed tonight, stand in front of your mirror and say these words. I am not done. I'm just getting started. Because it's true. If you've ever cried yourself to sleep because your body failed you, if you've ever sat at the bottom of the stairs and wondered if you'd make it to the top, if you've ever looked in the mirror and saw a stranger instead of the strong person you used to be, then hear me now. You are stronger than you think. You are more alive than you feel. You are one decision away from breaking this cycle forever. This is your call to rise. No more ignoring the signs. No more chalking it up to age. No more letting pain win. From today forward, you fight. You eat to fuel. You move with purpose. You recover with intention. You wake up every day and declare, these legs are mine, and I will take care of them with everything I've got. Let the world be shocked at how fast you come back. Let your friends ask, what are you doing? You look stronger. Let your children see you and feel hope for their own future. Let your story become a living, breathing testimony that healing is possible, no matter how far gone it seems. If you're still listening right now, then I want you to do one more thing. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, because this is only the first of many life-changing talks. Comment below and tell me, where are you watching this from? What's the biggest fear you're leaving behind today? What's the first step you're going to take towards strength? I read every single comment. I feel every single story, and I walk this journey with you. This is your time. This is your day, and these are your legs. Now go show the world what they're capable of. We start now. We never stop. We walk forward together. Dr. Howard Tucker.